Good evening. Tonight I want us to look at one of the Psalms. It's one of the shorter Psalms and one that you might consider an unusual Psalm. I don't know how many times you've read through the Psalms, but I have many times, and for some reason this one hadn't been on my radar. It's only 9 verses long. It's Psalms 52, and we'll get there in just a minute. But there's a lot to be learned from it. I think we should read the Psalms regularly because they teach us. They give us a mindset, I guess you would say. A mindset to pray to God, to worship God, to glorify God, to live for God. And I think this Psalm, as we look at it, you'll see that it gives us a sense of trust in God. But before we go there, I want you to think about something else. If I were to ask you to name the worst person or character in the Bible, who would you name? Think about that for a second. I think the first one to come to most people's mind is Satan, of course. He's the worst. Jesus said in John 8:44, he's a murderer, he's a liar, and the father of it all. He's the worst, no doubt. But I want you to think about people for a minute. Besides Satan, who else? If you started in Genesis 1 and worked your way through the Bible, who'd be the worst people? Maybe Cain would come up. He was the first murderer. You might not consider him one of the worst, but he was the first one to take a human life. Then, just a few chapters later, chapter 6, Genesis. Think about the antediluvians. I wanted to try to say that word. The people that lived right before the flood.